Father Joe LeClair, a priest from Ottawa, Canada, has two sides to his personality. First, there is the man who, despite a difficult and troubled childhood, went on to become an adored and distinguished advocate for the mentally ill. Famous for his eloquence, the Royal Ottawa Foundation for Mental Health gave him an award in 2009 in recognition for his activism. But like the moon itself, Father LeClair has a dark side. Fraud, money laundering, theft and breach of trust have also played an important part in his life. In fact, he pleaded guilty to such accusations on January the 20th. For the longest time, everything was fine in his life and he had received numerous recognitions for his good works. But his troubles started after the accounting firm of Deloitte & Touche discovered that about 1.16 million Canadian dollars had been deposited in his personal bank account between 2006 and 2010. In spite of everything, Father LeClair claims that $769,000 rightfully belongs to him. This enormous sum supposedly comes from his salary and gambling winnings. The source of the remaining $400,000 is dubious. The accountants suspect that he pocketed large portions of the cash that passed through his hands while he was a parish priest. For example, while he administered marriage preparation courses or handled the monies from the offering plates after Mass. He's also accused of paying for a vacation using funds in his parish's bank account. As to his motives for his illegal actions, LeClair admitted to alcoholism and a gambling addiction, thus exemplifying the old idiom, "Do as I say, not as I do." The decision of the Catholic Church to sue him publicly comes as no surprise in a time when the religious institution is becoming economically strapped. The Crown Attorney asked for 18 months of jail time plus 2 years probation. Father LeClair will be sentenced this coming March. In Alexandria, Indiana, a church has lost most of its members since the choir director had to walk away from his position because of his sexual orientation. In fact, 80% of the local United Methodist Church's congregation has walked away because the faithful feel like they have lost their church. It all started when a new minister arrived in 2013 to care for the flock. He quickly became uncomfortable with the idea of keeping a gay choir director. Although Adam Fraley never publicly admitted being gay, his partner did attend services with him. The United Methodist Church law states that self-avowed practicing homosexuals are not to be certified as candidates, ordained as ministers, or appointed to serve in the United Methodist Church. However, there are disagreements over the meaning of serving in the church. According to Dan Gangler, Director of Communications for the Indiana Conference of the UMC, gay people can occupy any position at the discretion of the congregation and the minister except for the ministry itself. Although Fraley was never officially fired, he said he had become uncomfortable with the way things had gone since the new minister's arrival and he felt that he had to leave. Nancy Steele, an ex-member of that church, said that everybody embraced Fraley. She added that people are upset about the way he was treated. The future of the church itself lays in the hands of the minister, as Adam Fraley said he would take his old job back if it was offered to him, and families like Nancy Steele and her husband have publicly said that they would return to the fold should Fraley be accepted by the minister. Hear ye, for the image of God exists in all human beings, black and white, rich and poor, straight and gay, conservative and liberal, victim and perpetrator, citizen and undocumented believer and unbeliever. Those words were uttered by a group of 6 high-profile American evangelists on Martin Luther King Day. It was intended to launch a campaign called Imago Dei, or Image of God. The 6 evangelists, Samuel Rodriguez Jr., President of the National Hispanic Christian Leadership Conference, Jim Daly, President of Focus on the Family, James Robinson, Roma Downey, producer of the Bible series, and the husband and survivor producer, Mark Burnett, as well as Matt Staver of Liberty Law School. The Imago Dei initiator, Samuel Rodriguez Jr., believes that evangelists have become better known for what they oppose rather than what they propose, which is why he said that the Church of Jesus Christ and the word hatred should not ever appear in the same sentence. What if every single person can recognize the image of God in that other? Wouldn't that bring down the noise of the hateful rhetoric? Wouldn't that build a firewall between intolerance and bullying? Wouldn't that build a firewall against extremism? Meanwhile, the Focus on the Family website still trumpets that the organisation is dedicated to defending the honour, dignity and value of the two sexes as created in God's image, intentionally male and female, each bringing unique, complementary qualities to sexuality and relationships. Asked by Time magazine if Focus on the Family would tone down its stance because of the Imago Dei campaign, President Jim Daly said that supporting the campaign is not the same thing as condoning gay behaviour.